Hello everybody and welcome back to Monster Hunter Rise! Today, we're gonna go fight Diablos. I almost hit Tigrex. That would have been awkward. You can just cancel the quest though. Yeah, we're gonna go after Diablos. Because he's kind of weak to dragon. So, you know, dragon element weapon, it kind of works out. It's not the volcano, which I don't think any of these quests, none of these quests left here are, but there are still others that are, like this one, well, we've already done that one, but, so there's literally only the one left. But, you know, we're gonna do Diablos. Let's go beat up Diablos. Or likely, more accurately, get beat up by Diablos. Because that is very likely to happen. Diablos is not... I didn't know Rachna Kadaki could be here. She's never here for a quest. Not that I can remember. It's kind of cool. Kind of wish she would be here for a quest. Like, this would have been a pretty cool place for the Kezu Rachna Kadaki quest. But I guess they decided they didn't want to put that quest here. And I know we could have just gone to the camp closest to Diablos and then ran it that way, but I want the perma buffers. I like perma buffers. And I like running past lizards. Look at that little lizard. Enjoying life. He's living his best life down there. I also need to not talk solo. Jesus. You can tell it's getting pretty late in the recording session when I stop talking at the volume I should talk at, and that makes probably a lot of what I say hard to hear, and I do very much apologize for that. And I am no expert on audio. I, in fact, know very little about it, so I really don't have a way of fixing audio like that either. I try to fix it occasionally. I just don't ever seem to have any effect on it. It would help if I knew what half of the stuff meant, but I just don't. And it's one of those things where trying to figure it out on your own, while it is possible, is kind of hard. Ow. Ah, jeez, I'm stunned. I'm stunned, I'm stunned. Latte, 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 latte! Latte, I hate you.
I'm not giving up yet.
I hate you.
Gotta sharpen this.
I am very unimpressed with Latte right now. Like, I know that part of that falls on me, but... because I don't have stun resistance. Well, more. It's I got hit. So that does actually remind me of something that I remember seeing a few days back. Is, arguments against, like... basically arguments against super easy modes. And I will never fully understand that myself. I know that comes from the crowd that would have the response of, well, my death there was just because I got hit. I shouldn't have got hit. I just shouldn't have got hit. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not as skilled at this game as, you know, someone else is. Though I've honestly found a lot of those people, if you watch them play, they're also the people that are the quickest to curse at the game because they died. They're the quickest to blame the game for their own deaths. Which is a bit ironic, really. And quite honestly, like, as much as I know this is probably a mildly controversial take, I don't mind super easy modes, / the option to, like, skip a boss fight or something. It's not like I have to use it. It's not hurting me any if that option's there. Like...
This is gonna be easy.
I honestly don't see the issue. It's not like you have to use the option. Like, even in, like, the Mario games that have had, like, that option for, like, the freaking super power-up, you don't have to use it. Like, it's on you if you use it or not. No one's forcing you to use it. Like, so just don't use it. Like, how hard is that to comprehend for some people? Well, apparently very hard. But, especially if you look at the good crowd. Who, as I've made mention of, are probably some of the quickest to freaking, like, be salty and raged gamers I've ever seen. Hey, Raktakadaki. You tried. You tried, girl. You tried. I mean, she has good, strong attacks. It's just actually hitting with them is the problem. Fire! Hey, a part broken. One of the horns! Yeah! I'm gonna keep working on the tail. If I can. Dodged. Yeah, like, even, like, just using an example of, like, in Monster Hunter here, if Capcom had added an option to, you know, have the monsters be super weak, I wouldn't mind. Like, as long as it's not forced upon me, I don't care. The only time I have an issue with those mechanics are when they're forced on you. But at that point, that's not exactly a mechanic, that's just the game being made super easy. Like, a good example would be in Pokemon Sword and Shield, where the game tells you what attacks are effective, what aren't. That's kind of lame. I don't like that. I wish I could turn that off. But I also understand why that stuff is there. Like, I remember being a 5-year-old, and, well, not even a 5-year-old. I think I was like 3 when I can first remember playing Pokemon. I was super young. Like, I'm as old as Pokemon is. Like, Yellow was my first game. And I remember not knowing types at all. For a while, I thought that ground was immune to flying. Like, because I got it confused. I got it backwards. I never used ground moves, so I never realized the other way around. Like... thought he was looking this way. So, like, I can understand why they added that. I just wish they would have made it an option. And I'm honestly kind of hoping that it's not an like, that it, if it is in the Diamond and Pearl remakes, that it is an option that you can turn on or off. Because, like, I don't like it when it feels like a game is trying to baby. Especially a game like Pokemon. Where, as much as I will admit, I'm not much of an expert at, you know, current competitive Pokemon. But if I sat down and played for, like, probably a week, I could probably be quite knowledgeable on what is good, what isn't, how to beat mostly everything currently in the meta, and, you know, do it while probably not even using meta Pokemon. Because this is, I'm getting into just rambling about competitive Pokemon now. Welcome to what happens when a series goes over 100 episodes with me. A huge part, for those who may not know, a huge part of competitive Pokemon is prediction. You're trying to mind game your opponent, and your opponent is trying to mind game you. You're basically trying to outposition each other. The way I've described it to some people that just don't understand that sort of thing is think of it like two airplanes fighting. Each one is vying for the superior position. They're not directly fighting with each other as much as they're fighting for that position. Because whoever has the better position is going to win. So that leads to a big part of competitive Pokemon being all about predicting what your opponent is going to do. I have had multiple people that have claimed to be competitive players tell me that prediction is too unreliable. I would love to play against them, because I know they're never going to try and predict what I'm going to do, and I can run circles around them, because they are going to probably be doing the predictable thing. Like, that would be like someone playing chess and saying prediction is useless. You know. Prediction is a huge part of it. You need to predict what gambit your opponent is using, if they're even going to use one. They might just be moving pieces randomly, because that's not expected. It's definitely not something you're going to be expecting your opponent to do. God damn it, Diablos. I was trying to make you run into that sand pit. I need to sharpen soon. Now is actually a pretty good time to sharpen, so I'm gonna come do that. I thought he'd be stuck longer. I guess not. This is a bad time to be sharpening, but... Ow. I almost got out of the way of that. But one of the skills you basically need to learn if you're going to try to be a competitive Pokemon player is prediction. That is just something you need to learn. You need to look at the situation and figure out what is the most obvious play your opponent could make, and then react to that. Yes, if your opponent doesn't do the obvious thing, well, now you know. They don't do the obvious thing. You can now react to the other option. Because people will get into a pattern. They'll either do the most obvious thing every time. I just accidentally used a potion that I didn't mean to. So I was going to actually sharpen up again. May as well top up. They'll either do the most obvious thing every time, or the least obvious thing every time. Most players get into a pattern like that. A lot of the more professional players will try to do a mix, but even then, they still have an internal pattern. Like, they'll do obvious, not obvious, 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 not obvious. That kind of thing. And that's just because humans do patterns. We like patterns. We can't do a truly random thing. Our brains aren't wired for it. So that leads to even the top professionals being predictable. Like, a good test of your prediction skills would be to, say, watch, like, a official tournament, or, like, just a match being played by a competitive player, and try to predict what they're doing. Look at the situation, look at all of the variables in play, and just try to predict what they're gonna do. You'll realize that you can probably, if you're decently good at prediction, you can get it right more than half the time. Which that in itself makes it a viable thing to do while playing Pokemon competitively. So again, I know none of this matters to Monster Hunter. Though I could kind of tie it in with Monster Hunter Stories being a thing, but I highly doubt Stories will exactly have a competitive scene. It does have PvP from what I remember, though. So you never know. It might. Plot twist, it already does, and I've just not heard of it. But even in Stories, like, if you were to play more competitively, a big part of it would be predicting what your opponent is going to be doing. It'd be even harder there, because now you're trying to predict what an AI is trying to do on top of what the player is doing. And that AI is not always the brightest. Get a Yen Kutku. You know, main focus is tech attacks. You're using it against something that is weak to tech attacks. Its response is to use frickin' strength.
It got away.
Because, you know, speed is what tech is good against. But speed is good against strength. Oh, hey, Raknakadaki's back. Hey, girl. Bye, girl.
This one's gonna hit hard.
Only if it had hit. Actually, I think I'm going to capture this. This is going on kind of long and it's hot. I want to have my AC turned up. There we go. Captured. I need to count items. I think I still have time to grab these bones too, though. There we go. Quest done. And Diablos stuff, which means we have Diablos armor to look at now. Which we did get a fair bit of stuff, so... Doubt I'll want to make his armor, but, you know. Oh. Apparently we get some guild tickets. Excellent. 1 guild ticket. It's 5. He can't count. That is what I have learned. He cannot count. Okay, insects.
See you later then.
Yeah, let's come check out this armor. Definitely not making Diablos weapons, because they're low affinity, and who wants low affinity weapons? Diablos armor is blocking armor. This is actually the armor that I would suggest you make instead of a Bushi armor. Because, okay, bit of a spoiler here. At the absolute endgame, you gain the ability to upgrade this armor, and it gives every skill on this armor plus 2 more. So focus goes to 3, evade extender 3, guard to 3, flinch tree to 3, cause you get the idea. Everything goes to 3. And people are saying, well, that would make good, like, Charge Blade armor. Because it has a lot of things a Charge Blade likes. Except, well, Charge Blade and Slugger don't get along. Evade Extender, you're gonna be blocking. Evade Window, same idea. You're blocking. That's the idea of the Charge Blade. Is you're working the weapon to use the invulnerability frame, or basically block frames, to your advantage. Flinch free, sure, but kind of useless. Unless there's a little monster around that's bugging you, but the things that are really hard, there aren't little monsters around. The Charge Blade doesn't use stamina at all, except for dodging or blocking. So, you know, it does use it there, but you have enough for blocking without Constitution. Stamina Surge. Stamina kind of recovers fast enough. You really don't need extra. Power Prolonger is good. Once again, Slugger is useless. And Guard Up. 1 point of this is nice. 3 points of it is kind of irrelevant. But even still, like, this has Guard, Stamina Surge, and Offensive Guard. Offensive Guard is arguably better. This still has Stamina Surge. So, you know, faster stamina recovery. And slots. Like, there is your free meal plus a level 2 slot. Like, yes, in total, this will have more total levels to it than any other armor that we can currently see. But it's not good. And that, once again, that is, like, the absolute end game currently. Just for this armor to be good. Well, more passable. I wouldn't exactly say it's good still. Like, if you want blocking, you want Diablos, because, well, if you want Guard Up, slot it in. Unless it's a level 3 jewel, and I don't think it is, you can slot it in. And even then, just get a weapon with a level 3 slot. There are Charge Blades with that, and you only need 1 point. So, you know, it's just not worth it. Actually, let's see, can we... Oh, we actually have stuff here. We have potential, so heroics. We can't make that. Actually, no, we can make it. I was like, Majestic Horns, those are from an Elder Dragon, but no, they're Diablos, right. Blunt, we could make that. Bludgeoner. That's really it. Let's change this to what the things are. That way I can actually tell what they are faster. Okay, we can't currently make it, which means it might actually be a 3. But it's still not really the biggest of deals. Goodbye. But yeah, I'll not rant more about the Ibushi armor and weapons and how bad they are. With that, I do thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I shall see you here next time as we continue working through the key quests. Yes, I am doing all of them first because, well, 7-star is the final one. I may as well get to the urgent quest before moving on to a lot of the other quests. But yeah, see you all then!